I've just spent the day in Damascus. It's Friday night. Sun's setting here in Damascus, and I spent the day meeting Iraqi refugees who are living in a suburb here called Jarramallah. It has a number of different Iraqi populations, but I spent the day with members of the Syrian Mandaean community. Syrian Mandaeans are a religious minority in Iraq who have suffered greatly since 2003 and been forced to flee. And it was, again, just a harrowing day. Started off meeting a woman whose husband was murdered. She's been forced to flee, but in Damascus she's been in a car accident, in bed with her hip broken in a number of different places. And she said, "Don't worry about me, I'm dead already. I died when they killed my husband, but please do something to help my children." And she couldn't stop crying. We then met people who had been kidnapped and shot and survived, and I saw the scars where they were shot. Met mothers whose daughters were kidnapped and killed, and she said the family won't let her hold the pictures anymore of her daughter because whenever she does she can't stop crying. We met mothers who lost their husbands and sons. We met people with burns on their body after their houses were set on fire and most of their family were killed. They managed to survive. Met a boy who had acid thrown on him, and he has acid scars all over his body. Again, these people, they can never go back to Baghdad. It's just too dangerous. Their entire community just about has fled Baghdad and been scattered all around the world. In Syria, they're allowed to stay, but they're not allowed to work, so they're living in abject poverty with no future. And again, they're just pleading for help. Meeting people who are professionals, well-educated engineers, scientists, people who own their own businesses, who said, "How did we end up here? How did we end up like this?" So it was an extraordinary day, again, of meeting people with nothing who just couldn't have been more generous. Everywhere we went, in tiny little apartments with nothing, were offering me tea and drinks, and it was just an experience I'll never forget. My trip to Syria has been extraordinary. It's an amazingly beautiful country, but the Iraqis who've been forced to flee here, the Palestinians who've been caught on the border, for them, they're alive, but they're trapped, and I look forward to getting back to Australia, and hopefully we can do something to help people who are just amazing to me.